What time is it?
Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now, here's the kind I prefer.
Yo, this is your boy Styles here, westcoaststyles.com.
Hey.
Man, and I got a special treat for you guys today, man. This is a good brother here, and he's doing some amazing things now, you know? And, man, but I remember back when he first started, you know what I'm saying? And he, you know, we first started rocking and rolling. We got them Jointz in the house with us.
What's going on,
Producer
dog?
extraordinaire, you know, awesome producer, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I remember back when he first started on westcoastriders.com, my old site. And, you know, he's produced for a lady named Candace Play. You know, he did, you know, a lot of her beats. And I remember my boy Rhett One, he should drop them joints, you know, them beats on the site. I don't know if you remember Rhett, bro. You remember Rhett?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I still talk.
Oh yeah, yeah. Rhett used to drop them those songs, and man, and I'm so glad, man. You know, to see your come up. You know what I'm saying? To see you just rise up to where you're at now. I know you're doing some extraordinary things with Dre and, you know, and all that. And so we're just gonna get into it, all that. My man Shad, why don't you fire away, bro?
All right, I'd be honored to. Thanks so much for the intro, Styles. Dem Jointz, man, welcome to West Coast Styles. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey man, appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Of course. So how did you first get into production?
Production. Oh, how did I first get into it? Well, I felt like I've always been like musically inclined. I used to play the drums for the church back in the day. You know what I mean? And then just, you know, I'm from Compton, man. So just on the block with my uncles and family members and just seeing the culture, man, you know, just want to switch that musical know-how in terms of what I learned from church and actually do something, you know, something in terms of what I would like to do. So I feel like I was always like musically inclined to like produce, you know what I mean? Professionally, I actually started, I would like to say 2005. You know what I mean? That's when I like really, really, really took it seriously.
What was your first placement?
Oh, snap. I think, I don't know in this sequence, but I got a couple of placements, I feel like in the same time, right? There was Kelly Price, there was Corey Clark, who had a deal with Universal at the time. There was Glasses Malone. Remember when he was signed over at Cash Money for a second?
Yes.
Man. I think out of those three, there was man. That's all I can remember. Outside of what I've been doing with the family, you know what I'm saying, and producing for all the local acts, you know what I'm saying? Because I was doing that. I don't know if I consider those like, I guess we can consider those placements too, though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Without a doubt.
Oh yeah.
Drop some names, bro.
Oh man. Let's see. We got Bang Loose, so the Frontliners.
Yep.
We got
Frontliners.
You know what I'm saying? We got remember I was producing for Bishop Lamont.
That's right.
Man, Chevy Jones, shout out to her. I was working out with Day One and Tajay, and man, it's a crazy list. Sip, I remember Scipio, J-Rock, you know what I mean? Rocket, man, who else? The list will go completely on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out for anybody.
All songs that we dropped.
I mean, you definitely have a presence in hip hop, and we'll definitely come back to that. But I want to talk about some of the work you did in pop music as well, because you definitely, you know, drop some bangers in that genre too.
Right. Well, ultimately, man, I feel like, you know, doing rap, and then especially as slow as it was from a financial standpoint, coming up, it's a really hard game to try to get in and be consistent in terms of production. So I felt like, you know, maybe I've always been able to like versatile myself, if that even makes any sense, you know what I'm saying? Versatilitize myself.
Like that. I can roll with that.
Yeah. But I've always been able to just do different things. So I felt like let me go ahead and dab into this pop thing, or let me dab into this alternative situation and see what we can come up with. And I mean, it's fun. You know what I mean? I get just as much as a fulfillment, doing that as I do giving back to the culture. You know what I mean? So I feel like I can do it. You know what I mean? It's just, and not only that, but I feel like it pushes me beyond creative wise. You know what I mean? I take like musical chances, if that makes any sense, that I wouldn't normally take doing hip hop.
You worked with legendary pop icon Janet Jackson, as well as Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis on
Yes.
Janet's Unbelievable album. What was that experience like?
It was great, man. It was crazy. I was actually working on Janet Jackson album and Dr. Dre's album at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I would connect with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis in the morning from like maybe 3 to 4 o'clock. And then I'm hopping on that freeway to head on over to Record One, finish out with Dre. And I'm there till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. We start that all over again every day. And just seeing the progress of all that learning and being inspired, dude. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. We did that every day. That learning and being inspired, dude. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. We did that every day.
What was the time length for like the recording process for each of those projects?
I would say maybe about majority of the year for sure. I would like to say majority, maybe I want to say maybe like 6 to 7, 8 months, something like that. Started on Dre. I came in, but then again, you got to think about this as well. We're talking about coming in with legends who already probably have the foundation set. So I came in to assist. For an example, I'm pretty sure Dr. Dre and the rest of the Aftermathians, the ICU was already knee deep in the fields. You know what I'm saying? That 2015 year, I came in at around April. You know what I'm saying? And then the album came out in August.
Okay.
So it's like that dynamic. And the same thing goes for when I was working with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis for Janet Jackson.
What was it like working on Circles, that song you did with Christina Aguilera?
That was fun too. That was with Candace and Alex the Kid. That was
a catchy song. It's kind of a different sound for her.
Right. I feel like a lot of the songs on that album is a cool, different sound for her. But it was dope. Alex created the foundation of that beat, and I just came up with the ideas of the spin around in circles, and the whole team, after that took it from there. Sometimes I would add like small little details, little Laurie's and seasoning on the production side, but for the most part, the foundation of that beat was already done by Alex.
How did you come up with your incoming producer tag? I think that's really cool.
Man, just being creative. I wasn't necessarily like a huge fan of like the difference for my name being the tag. You know what I'm saying? I tried to figure out a way to be creative and say something else to where you be like, that's them joints, without saying that's them joints.
It's a good way to remember beats, and for people in the know, they know it's you, but it doesn't sound overindulgent by you like name dropping yourself.
Exactly. I thought the name dropping and sometimes I guess when I'm feeling myself, or if it's an older track, I keep that tag in, because there's tags out there with there's songs out there with 2 tags. There's the Dim Joints tag and the incoming in as well, but I try to kind of switch that up a little bit.
Talking about the Compton album a minute, can you please discuss the creation of Medicine Man? That's one of my favorite songs from that album.
Oh yeah, that's dope, man. Appreciate that, man. Man, that was 2015, man. That's crazy how time flies. You know what I'm saying? But in a lot of cases, man, I'm just creating from scratch and coming up with ideas. And then I just shoot it on over to the doc and ask, what you think about this? You know what I mean? So that's pretty much a lot of what has been going on when I was our dynamic now to this day is me just being creative, sending him some ideas.
And then now kind of bringing things up to kind of current times, it's our understanding that you have recently done a lot of work on Snoop's new album, Missionary. What can you share with us about that?
That is super stupid hard. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know the details or the logistics in terms of when it is coming out, but I'm pretty confident that it's gonna hit the streets, and when it does, it's gonna shake some shit up. The shit is super, super dope, man. I feel like this is, to me, my personal opinion, one of my best moments of Snoop.
It's a worthy successor to Doggy Style because obviously there's that connection.
How did you get Dre's attention?
Genocide. The jam Genocide that's on Compton. That beat. That was it. I mean, from there, you know, saying just being creative to keep the attention, I guess you can say. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To create the relationship or whatever the case may be, but that foundation was Genocide. Genocide, I actually did the hook with Marsha Ambrosius, and she turned it into the A&R, and the A&R called me maybe about a day or so after and asked me if I can come to the studio.
So tell me how you felt though when you got, like, you know, Dr. Dre knocking on your door, man. I mean, that had to be like,
And, you know, the first thing you're gonna come up with is the first thing is the starstruck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking to Dre, dog. Like, and it was cool because you know, my boy A&R at the time was Ty, and was just like, yo, by the way, Jointz is from Compton as well. And then Dre turns over and be like, that's what's up. And then now we got a whole other thing to talk about. You know what I mean? What's
nice.
cool up with the streets we grew up on, where we used to hang out. It was crazy. You know what I mean? Sometimes now today when I talk to Dre, I'll be like, "Damn, this is Dr. Dre." You know what I'm saying? But he's such family now. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
so cool and easy to talk to. You know what I'm saying? You forget, you know, the dynamic of what that is.
if you can, give us a little insight to what it's like in the lab there, you know, with Dre and all you guys doing your thing. If you can.
Collab is a huge situation. It's fun, man, and it's inspiring, dude, because you got a room full of people that are like fucking geniuses to the you know, with the shit that they do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know, you're motivated. You're trying to keep up. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's just like you're inspired. You know, and you're learning every day, and it's just like you're pushing yourself, and it's just like next thing you know, it's like 5-6 people in the room, and y'all got a banger. You know what I mean? And it's just consistently that way. You know what I'm saying? So I just can't wait to share with the world what we've been doing.
You had said the stuff you're doing on Missionary is some of your proudest that you've done with Snoop. What do you attribute that to? Do you think just, he's in a really great space creatively, you are, the stars just kind of lined up, or is
everyone is, and we all went into the room with the common goal to learn from each other. No one came in with an ego like, this is what I do, this is, you know what I'm saying? We all came into the room with the whole common goal to learn from each other and to be inspired by each other. You know what I mean? So, it was just like whatever everybody brought to the table was phenomenal, and we just built off that. You know what I'm saying? It just kept going and just making jam, and it was fun. It was super, super dope. We actually might end up continuing to work. I'm not 100% sure if we're done yet. I don't know.
Do you find that some of the veterans learn just as much from the younger artists or less seasoned artists as well? Is it a mutual back and forth in terms of educating each other?
It's definitely mutual, man, because like I know how much things has changed. You know what I'm saying? And how there's so much of a go-to in terms of protocol that we're not necessarily used to, because we're used to doing things a standard way. I feel like I came in the middle of all of it, so I'm getting the gist of both worlds. You know what I mean? But then you think about like someone like Dre, who's a master at what he does, and technically he don't have to stop to learn anything. You know what I'm saying? But he does. You know what I'm saying? Takes the time to figure out where the culture is right now, and the cool thing, he incorporates what he does, where it's at right now. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he still ain't missing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about it, man. And like I said, from those situations, you learn, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit. So that's how you go ahead and add that on top of that and make it blend. And it makes perfect sense to where now your market is open. You ain't just giving it to guys that, you know, that grew up like how I grew up listening to music. You're actually giving experience to the kids as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Without a doubt.
super dope.
I know you had indicated you kind of had very much had a real musical inclination from early on. Have you always been able to kind of separate it and sometimes just be able to listen to it as a fan? Or do you always listen to music and kind of dissect it?
Sometimes, you know, at the most part, I can't help it. But at the end of the day, it's certain things that if you're a fan, you're a fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you listen to it as such. But yeah, sometimes, I mean, as a producer, I'm just listening to stuff and I just can't help it. I just hear I hear things. But you know, at the end of the day, if you're a fan, you just enjoy what it is, especially if you're listening to someone who's really putting out some dope ass shit and you know it. You know what I mean?
I can imagine since, 2015 that, as they say, the price has gone up.
The price is going up.
Gone up. You should have
Yesterday's
got me
price is
when
not
I was
today's
this.
price. Oh yeah, for sure. You know what I mean?
It's got to be a great feeling, though,
Yeah,
be able
for
to
sure.
just
It's a
move
blessing.
on up, as the
It's a
Jeffersons say,
It's a blessing, man.
But aside from the Snoop project, is there anything else you're working on?
Let's see. I mean, you know, I got the "You Made Us What We Are" situation, cracking real nice and swift, like, you know what I mean? So I got "You Made Us What We Are," and that consists of my artist Khan, you know what I'm saying? Undecided Future, Stallone, Keedron Bryant, and myself. So Khan is a rapper out of Maryland.
Mhm.
Super dope. He's also working with Dre as well. So that's something I'm looking forward to because we got something that we've been situating as well. You know what I mean? Musically, that's super crazy. You know what I mean? Like I said, everything over there, I'm excited about, man. And then we got a band out of Orange County, Undecided Future. These kids out of Orange County are super funky. They're super dope and talented. I'm excited about them. Stallone, which is actually my fiance, who I'm getting married to on Saturday, you know what I'm saying? And she's a super dope singer and songwriter, you know what I mean? The melodic situations of life, you know what I'm saying? Then I got the young Keedron Bryan out of Jacksonville, you know what I mean? And we're continuing to work and come up with the smashes. He's supposed to be coming out here end of the year, and we're gonna create another project to hit the streets with. But he's an R&B singer, super dope singer. You know what I'm saying? Went viral a few years ago from the George Floyd situation. Had that song called "I Just Want to Live."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we're just gonna revamp, rejuke, and give him a whole nother identity. He's 15 years old now, so you know what I'm saying? I just can't wait to get back in with him, create some situations with him. It's gonna be crazy, and that's what I'm excited about. And then, of course, I'm actually going out to Korea end of year to work on some K-pop jams. You know what I mean? That's another whole nother genre situation that got me excited. So I've been doing my homework and starting to become a fan of the whole genre, man. So I'm just having fun and being creative.
And then you said you was some of your own stuff. So would you kind of have like a compilation album, or would you be an artist on your label as well that put out like solo joints?
Still pondering whether or not I should drop this project, but if I do, it is a project with me. It's me doing my thing on the thing, but I have friends. I got friends all over the album. You know what I'm saying? I got peeps all over the album. So I'll be accompanied by other talents. And of course, I'm producing everything.
Is there anything else you want to add or talk about?
I think everything else that I would love to mention, I got to keep under wraps until it hits the streets. So
Fair
just
enough.
stay tuned to what's going on in life.
What time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now, here's the kind I prefer.